Hi Flosstube, I'm Jem and this is my channel, Stitch and Jem, and I'm back. I've been to summer school. I have a lot of sampler starts to show and I'm super excited to share all of my haul and fun times and experience at summer school with you. I am going to do my regular floss tube first, and I'll show all of my stitching that I've been doing at home before I went to summer school. And then I'm also going to show my haul that I received or I bought before I went to summer school. And then I'll show you a second segment with all my summer school stuff, so it won't get too long or too confusing. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to anybody who's new. This is a channel about cross stitch and shopping and retreats and all the things. So I'm just going to jump right in and get started to show you my starts. So Narissa from Narissa Stitching Lifestyle does this event called Stash Sampler Starts. And she starts in August because a lot of us have tons of samplers that we want to start for Sampler September, but unfortunately, September is just not a long enough month for us to get all of those starts in. So she started at the beginning of August and she's running it through Sampler September. And so I thought I'd join in on that because I had more samplers than I did time in September. So the first sampler that I started was the Queen of the May 2024, Hannah Green, 1826. And I just printed out the cover photo because I am stitching this off of the PDF. Is that not gorgeous? And so I don't have a ton done. I'm housing it in my Nicole Needleworks bag that I absolutely love. So beautiful. And here is my start. So it doesn't look like a lot, but that's 2 lines of the bones of the border. I'm stitching this on a 40 count Seraphim. Let me look at the color really fast. So 40 count Almond Cream by Seraphim. And I'm using all of the called for 103s. And so I started a little bit too far over this way, and I know I could easily fix that by picking out this and moving it over, but I'm just going to run with it and not do the red line that is outside of this border because I don't think it needs it. So there's my Hannah Green. And this is a really nice zoom stitch or retreat stitch. I didn't bring this with me, but there are 4 bones of the border, and so this is 2 colors and there's 2 more colors, and then you do the flowers and all of that good stuff. So I can't wait to get some more color in here. But that is my first stash sampler start, and I absolutely love Hannah Green. She is so beautiful and the colors are so gorgeous. So see, there are 4 lines of colors in that bone of the border, and then I'll be able to put in these pretty pink flowers and all the different colors. So I'm going to work a little bit more on the border, but I wanted to get her started. My first start. Okay. My second start, I got fully kitted from the attic months ago, but this was 1 month. It was the sampler of the month. So I bought the kit from the attic. It's Mary Wigglesworth, 1812. And she is gorgeous. Now, the called for fabric was Creme Brulee by Tabby Cat. And Mary picked out a fabric that was similar. It's by Grace Notes. It's called Cafe au Lait, I believe, by Grace Notes. And I think it is better than even the called for, even though I absolutely love Tabby Cat linens, but this has the same effect. That's a good representation of it. And so I don't have tons done on this either, but I just love this. And I'm stitching this on 46 count because there's no over 1. And I'm using the called for 103s. And I already told you the fabric. And that's just the top border. So this border is really simple and nice, and it goes all the way around. So I figure I'd do the bones, and then I'd go through and do all the leaves, and then I'd go through and do all the red, and then move down to some of the words. So you can see what I'm talking about. I could do the border here and then move on to the words and then go to this border. I am stitching this with my friend Audrey, Stitch Bead, and she has so much done. She started this and worked on it straight for 6 days, and so she has a lot done, and it's so beautiful, all these colors. And so I can't wait to get a little bit more progress on her because I love this sampler. So that is my second sampler start. And then the next week I left for summer school. So that's kind of where it ended. I did work on one of my yearly SALs. I was a month ahead before, but with the Fox and Rabbit Mystery SAL, this time he released 2 months at a time. So we are just the same as everyone else. And then as soon as I'm finished with these 2 months, then Brendan will send me the pattern for October. But this is my Cloister garden. I love this. So I've done this, completed this top motif, and it is a pot with tons of flowers in it. And one will go here, here, and here. It is very, very stitch heavy. So I figured I would get the top one done before I left for summer school so that I could show Karen and Brendan when I was there. So that was fun. I'm stitching this on 40 count Sleeping Bear, and I'm using a stitchy stuff fabric, floss. And let me get it out. Sorry, my bag is... So this is the floss. And you can get this on Etsy. Or if you go to the website, www.stitchystuff.com, you'll be able to, it'll take you straight to their Etsy. So that is my Cloister garden. And I can't wait to get caught up on this. Once you get in the groove on the pots, they go pretty quickly, but it is a lot of stitching. So that is my Cloister garden, and I had to put her on a board because she's a big girl. She's a real big girl. So I wanted you to be able to see her in her entirety. But that's coming right along, and I'll hopefully be caught up on that very soon. Sorry, I have to put everything back in the bags. And this is in a bag I made myself with some gingerbread fabric, but it's green and it's orange, and orange is Brendan's favorite color and green is Karen's, and so I thought that would be the perfect bag to put that in. Okay, and technically that was a start because I started August and September's part. So those were all of my starts so far. I have a lot more planned for Sampler September, and I'm going to show you my first one here in just a second. My next whip, and I don't have a cover photo, but I'll put her right here, is Elizabeth Garrod by Hands Across the Sea. And I'm stitching her on 56 count Mad Hatter's Tea Towel by Dames of the Needle. And this was charted to be all in green, but I did like a rose color, or Swasserfine. And that color is 23.76, and I just think it looks so perfect on this fabric. And so I'll take this all the way across. It's really easy to go all the way across, and those motifs look so good, or that border. And I know everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I stitch 56 count in hand. It's just the easiest for me. When I try to put it in a hoop, I don't know. The mechanics of it just don't work for me. And I'm an in-hand stitcher, and it doesn't matter what the count is. But I do have to be at home, and I do have to pay attention, because if I don't, then you know how small the holes are on this. I count threads anyways. So that is my Elizabeth Garrod. And when I'm finished with all of my 56 count projects or my tiny samplers, I'm going to have my friend Tammy, if she will, make them into gorgeous little pillows. I know that she can do that, and I know that they'll be perfect if she does them. So Tammy, just FYI, as soon as I have a finished, it's coming towards you. Okay, and then my last whip and another year-long SAL, hosted by the Sunshine Stitchers, EJ and Shelia and Deb, is Put a Bird on It by Modern Folk Embroidery. And my friend Gina has these broken up into pieces so that each motif is complete. And I accidentally, so instead of doing 11 and 15, which this is 11 and this is 15, these two motifs, I did the month ahead and did this, and this, which is what I should have completed for September. So technically I'm caught up. So in September, I will do 11 and 15. So I just reversed 2 months. So I'm staying on track with it. I'm stitching this on 40 count Pyrite by Cedar River Linen. And here's my progress. I love her so much. I'm also stitching this with floss from Stitchy Stuff in the color Butterscotch. And she's pretty. She's very pretty. And I love the letters. I love the motifs. I love the subtleness and boldness of the variegation in the thread. There is absolutely nothing I don't love about this. And this is a very, very fun stitch. Now that Big Blue, right here, they were calling this Big Blue because when Roxy Floss converted it, this obviously motif is huge, and it is the largest motif in the sampler, and it's blue or navy, but everybody was calling it Big Blue. So once Big Blue is done, the rest of the motifs are pretty small and very doable. So it's really like the 75% of the sampler is done now, and just coast on the rest of the year. But I can't wait to have this done at the end of the year. I love her so much. And that is Put a Bird on It. And that is my last whip. That is outside of, I don't know what my hair is doing. That is my last whip outside of my projects that I worked on while I was at summer school. And I'm going to show those separately. Okay, let's move on to haul before summer school. It's a lot, but it's been a while since I filmed. Sorry, let me bend down really fast here to pick up this box of goodies. So first I want to show, I just mentioned my friend Tammy, and I got some fabric from my L&S. This was one of them, and the reason I'm showing you this raw fabric is because the bag that she made for me with this fabric, I gave to my friend Angie. So I just wanted to show you the fabric. And then I got all of my fabric at Prairie Moon Primitives. They had some gorgeous new fabric, and Tammy was there when it came in, so I was able to give it to her, and then she made me one in blue, and then this one. This bag is gorgeous. It's so perfect for fall. I love it so much. So much. So, this is the inside. She always does such an incredible job. She is Vintage Stitchers on Etsy. And she's just an incredible bag maker. And she's an incredible person, period. But look at this. So there was some fabric that I had that Tammy was interested in. And so I sent it over to her, of course. I wasn't going to use it anymore. It had already been used for the projects, and I had quite a bit of it left over. And so she made me a gift to thank me, and it is one of her pouch pails. And let me turn it the other way so you can. So this goes over the arm of your couch, and this middle part is solid. I mean, so good. It's a pin, so you can stick your pins in it. It's got pockets here on both sides. This is a needle minder. This is a needle minder. And then you could put your scissors and things like that because it hangs over like this. So you can put your scissors. I think I'll take this off and use it for a project, but it's got a V. It's so gorgeous. I squealed when I received this. So I cannot wait to use it now that I'm showing it on my channel. But thank you so much, Tammy. And she does make these and have them in her shop from time to time. So just be on the lookout because I know when she does make them, they go very fast. I also think if it was a small gathering that this would be great to give as a gift for like a small group of people. So thank you so very much, Tammy, for that. And so that is the first bit of haul. Then, of course, Homespun Needlework. They had a project, a sampler from Needlework Press, Vicki Jeanette, and Vicki's a dear friend of mine. And I saw this and I was like, yes, please, I must have this. So it's a pair of black alphabet sampler. It came with a lot. So I got 46 count, and I believe it's 46 count Valley Forge. It says so right here. It came with 4 skeins of Belle Soie. It also has this book that was curated by Needlework Press. And it has tons of sampler motifs. It has tons of letter. I can't show you because it's just the charting. But it's just a great, fun book to have. What also came in the kit was this gorgeous little sampler horn book. Is this what these are called? But I love this. So, can't wait to start this. And there's a little bit better, closer look at the samplers on the front. So I received that. I love that. I also got another piece of Stitchy Kindness. My friend Jenny Swan, which I'm sure if you guys follow her Instagram, and I'm drawing a blank right now on her exact Instagram, but I will put it across the screen here when I'm editing. And she makes these gorgeous folios, and I reached out to her and asked her if she sold them. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Jenny. She is a fellow yellow lover. Say that 3 times real fast. And I just admire her work. She does a lot of folios, and her stitching is just gorgeous. She finishes her stitching so gorgeous. And I reached out to her and I said, do you ever sell your folios? And she was like, sometimes. And she made a batch and she said that she wanted to send me one, and I lost it. I was like, yes, please. So here is the folio that she sent me. Thank you so much, Jenny. I love this so much. And let me show you the inside. Oh my goodness. Does this not give you all of the feels? It's so well made. It's a really, really gorgeous for your needles. There's pockets. There's pocket here. There's pocket here. There's pocket behind here. It's just perfect. So thank you so much, Jenny. I love it, and I cannot wait for you to make some more because I will be buying one after this gift. Okay, and then I bought another folio on Etsy, and I've been eyeing this for a while, and I just kind of wanted to test it out, and I had an Etsy gift card, and so I bought this. There we go. I don't think we have to wonder why I bought this. This is beautiful. I love this fabric. It is very similar. It's also by Deb Strain, and Deb Strain did this fabric that Tammy made my couch pal with. So here is the folio. It's a little bit different than Jenny's. It's a little bit more flimsy than Jenny's. I mean, it's very nice and it's very pretty, but it's nowhere near as well made as hers, but that's okay. Like I said, I had an Etsy gift card, and so I thought, okay, I'll check out and get this. And so it was really gift to me. So I got that. I have stuff everywhere. Then I saw, this is kind of funny. I saw a project bag, and I thought it was really pretty, and it said it was $20, and I didn't look at dimensions or anything smart like that. I was just like, oh, let me get this before it sells out, because, you know, if it's anything at all that is, you know, a great bag and people just don't know about it, then I want to be the first to get it. So I get the bag. Here's the bag. This is my hand. So it's tiny. It's for a tiny project, but it's so pretty. Look at this fabric. I love to get bags and fabric that you don't really see a lot of. So I thought that was gorgeous. I really did. And it's a little tiny bag. And I think the inside has like the writing. It's all one line. Like, that is so gorgeous. So got that. Also with my Etsy gift card. I wanted to make myself a project mat. Now I have a couple. I have one Tammy made me and one that was a gift, but I do want one that matches my bag, my retreat bag. So I ordered some fabric. I do think I'm going to change this fabric out, my coordinating fabric out, for the dark fabric that is on my bag. And so that's just a few things that I ordered, trying to get prepared for summer school, but I don't think I'm going to use that brown. I am in the Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club, and for July 2025, the color is called Smudge. Now, this is hard to pick up. Smudge is like and it's in 46 count. It's like got a really nice gray undertone to it, and that's really all I can say. I know that you're not getting that color on camera, but it is gorgeous, like all of their fabric is. I also went crazy, just like everybody else, for, I know that it is Camille Ross Kelly, but I ordered this from Fat Quarter Shop. It's the cheater fabric for the swoon blocks. And I thought I'd put a border on this and have it quilted and call it a day. And that's what I'm going to do. So I wanted to wait until I got the fabric to see which border fabric I should order. And I better order it fast because I'm sure it's going to sell out. All of the line will sell out soon. So I got that. And I got 3 yards of it because I feel like that'll be sufficient. And maybe I won't have to use it all, and I can have project bags made out of some of the other. I'm in the Garrod Stitchery Fabric of the Month Club from Seraphim. And this is called Buttercup. Isn't that nice? And that's reading, well, the light. I'm sorry, I don't want to take it out of the package. But that's reading pretty true. It's like a very, very, it's like similar to Maple Bar by Cedar River Linen. Somewhat similar. So I got that. And then from the Silver Needle, they have a quarterly club called A Little Help from Our Friends Stitching Circle. And so for this quarter, it was the kits from Heart and Hand, and they include the fabric, the floss, the finishing, trim, and here's the chart. Is that not so cute? I love the colors, obviously, and I just think it's so cute. So I was happy to get that when I got home. And then I'm also I'm in several floss clubs, and I'm in the Belle Soie Floss Club, and those colors for August Herb Garden. How shiny they are. Butterscotch. I have this already, but I was happy to get some more. And Rosebud. Is that not so pretty? So I love getting this club because you just never know what the colors are going to be, and it's a great way to build up your silk stash, which I'm always interested in doing. I'm also in the Classic Colorworks Floss Fix, and this is for August as well. Plymouth Rock, Poblano Pepper, Pollywog, Prairie Grass, Prickly Pear, and Priscilla's Peppermint. So got those. Happy Little Stitch Shop offers a Gentle Art Floss Club, and I always enjoy getting these because Gentle Art is one of my favorite flosses, and you don't see a lot of people showing them on their Flosstube. So I got Fudge Ripple. It's pretty. Garden Gate, also very pretty. And they're going in alphabetical order, but so many times you get these and look, they look like Halloween colors. French Lilac. I love this. Freedom. Ooh. And Fragrant Cloves. Perfect orange for Halloween. So I always like to receive that as well. They are in alphabetical order, but like I said, they always seem like they go in a theme, which I know they don't. And then for the last part of my haul, regular haul, I am in the 103's Silk Club from Hobby House, and I have 2 months to show you. I don't know how that worked out like that, but I have 2 months to show you. And so here is 1 month. Look at those blues and those browns. Those are just great. And then this was for August. Those are gorgeous. It's like shades of purple, but there's also like, this is a pinky mauve. It's like my jam. I love that mauve color, but it's like a muted mauve, and just some great colors. So always happy to get that. And so that is all of my regular stitching, regular haul, regular stitchy kindness. Now I'm going to move on to summer school recap. So give me 5 seconds. I'm going to clean all this up and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think I have all of my summer school stuff around me, and hopefully everything doesn't come crashing down because it's a lot. So summer school is a retreat put on by the Attic Needlework, and it is always in August, and so it was very hot. Little did I know about summer school this year that I would be in what they call a haboob, or a haboo. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I was delayed when I was going home 4.5 hours, and it literally looked like the entire world was getting ready to go crazy because I've never seen a dust storm / thunderstorm roll in at the same time. And I finally got home at 4:15 that morning, after all the summer school festivities were over, but it was worth it. So I made it home safe and sound, and it was awesome. I am going to start out by showing you a couple of the things that I stitched on while I was at summer school, just because I think that way I can get those kind of out of the way and there's not a ton of stitching on them. So the first thing that I stitched on while I was at summer school, and I'm stitching both of these things with my friend Angie, and she's local to Phoenix there, and so she picked me up from the airport, and we already had our projects planned and everything like that. So she started this, and this is Honeybee Sampler, and I started this during Market Mania. I didn't get very much stitching time on it, and she didn't get a chance to start it, so she started hers and I worked on mine very little. So this is Honeybee Sampler by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. I'm sure many of you have seen it. And is this right? Here is my progress. So like I just had this done. And then so I went across with the border and stopped. Because I'm sure I was screaming, yelling, talking, walking around, shopping. I get very, very little stitching done at retreats. So I made sure that I brought Honeybee Sampler because it's on my iPad. And guess what? It's also just one color floss. So I brought that. I also brought Anneke Boer. I don't know if it's French. I'm not sure. But here is the cover photo for it. And Angie started this with me, and she's got so much more done. And I just had like some of the minimal parts of the bones of the border done. So I worked on this a majority of the time I was there, and I did get quite a bit done on this. I have not cut down my fabric. I apologize. Look at that. So I just had the like bones where those triangles are of the border at the top done. So I did this motif, I did this motif, and that's as large as it's going to be. And this is on a 40 count something by Color and Cotton. And I'm using a red silk floss by Be Stitch Me. And then it was easy retreat stitching while I listened to all of the presenters and got those lines done. That was easy peasy. So, and where we were sitting, I don't know what's happening right now. Where we were sitting, we had really great lighting, so you didn't even really need any kind of lighting or anything like that. We just used our readers, and we were able to really get a lot of stitching done. So that is all the stitching that I got done at summer school. So the first night of summer school, the presenters were Vicki Jeanette of Needlework Press and Susan Stanley of Stitch in Time. We were gifted some gifts from the attic, and the 250th celebration of our country was the theme of summer school this year. So we got this gorgeous, and this is where you put your needles and then your scissors. And this was a gift from the attic. Isn't that nice? That was like one day. And then we were also gifted this, and this is so gorgeous. Look at that. And so a couple of gifts from the attic, and they always do some kind of gift, and it's really nice. So like I said, the first presenter was Needlework Press, and I'll take these out of the package because there's no way you'll be able to get an accurate depiction of them if I don't. Okay, maybe I won't take it out of the package because it's in there pretty tight. Okay, that's a good read on it. So this is Harriet S. Jewett. And Harriet, her sampler, the original sampler, was in really bad condition. But Nikki and Megan are great at reproducing samplers. And so you can see she was writing the states that were in existence at this time and had to finish them out over here. She has a couple of little quirky mistakes within the sampler that we just absolutely loved. We love the colors. The fabric and everything is included. The floss is DMC. And the fabric is Muddy Duck by Tabby Cat. And in normal Vicky fashion, we received all of our materials in here. We also received a perforated paper project. You guys know how I feel about perforated paper, but I think I might try to tackle this one because it is so beautiful. And Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim, and Krista, Wildflower Stitcher, were sitting behind us, and they were rocking and rolling on their perforated paper project because it was so easy to see, and they wanted to get a start on it. So that is the first kit that we received at summer school. The next kit that we received, there are a lot of people that started this project because it was so incredibly cute. And she looks fancy and she is darling. And so it was by Susan Stanley. And I believe this was Susan Stanley's first time ever presenting at summer school. So it was really awesome to have her. She had her beautiful quilt that she spoke about a little bit behind her. It was just, and she gave an incredible talk. So we received this kit from her, and this is Clara, 1876. And I mean, she looks French, but she's not, and she is adorable. And a lot of people were starting on her and finished her. We just absolutely loved this. So we received all of the things that we needed in order to stitch her, as well as all of the Soie d'Alger. And so we just absolutely love that. It was a really beautiful project. So that was night one, and we were just kind of going crazy because everybody was like, oh, if this is how it's starting, then I can't imagine what's coming on day two. So day two was Fox and Rabbit and Katie Strachan in the morning. And so we got some fabric from Fox and Rabbit, and we received 2 projects from them. I'm not sure what that fabric is. We received fabric for the project that is fully kitted, and the project that we just received the fabric and the chart. So generous of them, per usual. They're very generous people. So the one that we just received the fabric and the chart for, sorry, I put these in all together because packing was like putting Tetris pieces together, is Betsy's Sampler by Fox and Rabbit. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Yes, please. This is a fabric for it. I don't want to cover that up. So this would be plenty. If you received this, you would say yes. And they gave an entire talk over why Australians speak English instead of French. It was hilarious, and they always do a great job when they're presenting. The fully kitted project that we actually received first, I'm going out of order a little bit. Betsy Ross Needlebook. Stop it. Stop it. We have everything we need in order to make this needlebook. And all the fabric, all of the finishing, all of the instructions, everything. As a quilter, as well as a cross stitcher, we squealed over these stars. It's just gorgeous. It's so cute. It's so pretty. And they had the model of the needlebook there, and we were like, we must stitch that immediately. So everybody was going wild over that. It was wonderful. And that was the second day in the morning to start off our morning. Now, the next presenter was Katie Strachan, and you guys knew it was going to be fancy. You knew it was going to be fun, and so we didn't know what Katie was going to present, but we knew it was going to be fabulous. Now, bad news, whenever I was in, I checked 2 bags, and the bags that I checked were, I don't know, left outside. Like my suitcase was wet. One of my suitcases was wet, got wet because they were outside or whatever during that terrible storm. So sorry about the little bit of damage that happened to my book, but everything in it is still very, I mean, the pictures in here are perfect. And so they're called sparkler sticks. And Katie gave us a lecture on all things beads. What kind of beads, where the beads are sourced from, she gives very detailed instructions on all of these different kinds of beads, and this is just in the one in the clear crystal one. So here are all of the beads, all of the things that we need. I mean, I don't think people realize, like, sourcing beads and getting all of this stuff together. Plus, she did a demonstration of how to get this started. I cannot wait to have this in my 4th of July display, or in my 250th birthday display that I should get started on now if I'm going to have anything. So we loved that from Katie. Then we had lunch, and the evening presenters on day 2 were happening. So this is actually the original bag, and it was all pretty, and it had these ribbons and all of this stuff from Nancy Mills, 5 Times Blessed. And so, sorry, I'm just getting out the whole kit because it's kind of hard to, and this is another one that got a little bit, but look at this. So this is also on perforated paper. We got all of the DMC. We got the button in the middle. We got all the star buttons. T, look at that. That's just cute to have as displayed because I would never open this ever. So for this, we got the perforated paper. We got the frame. We got the floss, which is DMC again. We got the stand for the frame. But within this kit, what she spoke about was her obsession with buttons and the specific kind of buttons. And I hate to rip this apart because it's going to rip apart because it's sealed. But I want to show you this. These buttons is what she gave the talk over, and she said they are not rare, but they were hard to source. They were hard to get. And so she started collecting after Jean asked her to present for this Star Spangled Summer School. So isn't that cool? So we have that, and she had this in this gorgeous, and I'll try to put it back to where you can, but it was sealed like this. And with all of the things. So we received that from Nancy Mills, 5 Times Blessed. And she also had a pop-up shop. And I will show you all the stuff that I bought from that here in just a second. But I don't want any of this to get lost. Okay, and so Ray Niles was there, Red Barn Samplers. She was not a presenter, but she was an attendee. And she spoke a little bit about this sampler and wanted to gift all of the attendees with that sampler. So I thought that was so sweet from Ray. So we got that. And that's something you can stitch on 56 count because it's super small. Or at least that's what I was thinking. The next presenter was my wonderful friend, Linda Vinson. She is so fun. Me and her and Karen and Brendan and Angie, we all went out to dinner this night. I think it was the night that she presented, and for some reason I'm having a hard time getting this zipper open. So, oh, there we go. And so she presented next. She got up and spoke about the sampler, but she started off by saying, hey, the sampler's not even American, but Jean saw the eagle and really, really wanted this sampler to be a part of summer school this year. Now, I am very upset because this sampler was pretty badly soaked because my luggage was so badly soaked, and the bag that it was in is one of these mesh bags that she gifted us, and so it did damage my booklet a little bit, but it's still readable. So I was pretty upset about that. It was one of the many things about this haboob or whatever, this storm that I was in. But look at this gorgeous sampler. Is that not it? And the model was there. It was stunning. And the project that she presented was the eagle plus the bunting. And let me see if I can find, I don't want to give away the directions or anything like that, but that is, and she talked to us a little bit about how to finish it, and she gives great instructions on how to finish everything and what to do. And so I just thought that was incredible. But I am so mad about what my booklet looks like. It's bad. And so she tells the whole story about it back here. The whole thing is charted in a Versoix Soie d'Alger. And it was really beautiful. Everything to finish the small, including the Soie d'Alger. And these are the colors. I just wanted you guys to see the colors. Look at those colors. So these would be the colors that you would get, obviously full skeins or however many skeins you needed for the actual sampler, which I think is what I plan on stitching. You guys know me, I don't really do a lot of smalls, but the fabric and everything is in the kit, and I was hoping that would dry out a little bit more, and it has, but it's still pretty bad. So okay, so that was the completion of day 2, and you think there's no way there could be anything else, but wait, wasn't Paulette Stewart there from Plum Street? So the last day, I don't know how else to squeal. I'm sure everybody has seen this on Instagram and Facebook, but this is called 250, and let me just take out the cover photo. By Plum Street Samplers. I really don't have to say anything about this. We got the full kit. Paulette gave the funniest talk on this sampler, described all of the elements like she does, and we lost it. Everybody lost it. We, there's just no words. Like, it took the breath away from us to have this on the last day and amongst all of the other beautiful projects. And I cannot wait to start this. I plan on starting this on July 4th, 2026. And so I'm super excited about that. Again, we received all of the floss, all of the fabric, as well as an alternative. So right here, she gave a talk about this, what they call a stamp. And this stamp can be replaced with flowers because there is over one in backstitch, if you can see that on the stamp. And so I will be doing the one without the stamp, and it's charted in here, and it was gifted to us along with this rest of the beautiful kit. I love this kit, and I cannot wait to start it. So those are all of the projects from Summer School 2025. We celebrated, everybody was dressed in like patriotic and Americana clothes and gave Americana gifts and all of those things. So I went with that theme as well. I couldn't have these made for everyone, but I did have a few made from my friend Tammy. She is so great. And I had a sticker and like Americana little goodies in the bag with. And so this was my gift to my friends. And this is the one I chose for myself because I had to have one too. And so I just love this. And then I also, for my friend Bernadette, Burn Stitches, my friend Angie, and my friend Krista, I also had some bags made. And she made some in batches of 4, and that's really honestly all I could afford. So I had, and this is Americana, is that right? By Lori Holt. Is this bag not fabulous? And then, wait, there's more. It says Summer School 2025 on the back. So I gifted these to, like I mentioned, the people that I did, and I put this charm on mine because I got that at my LNS. But my friend Jenny made these bags for us, and I love them. They're so big and so nice, and I can't wait to put some patriotic stitching in here. So that was my gift. Then I was picked up at the airport by my friend Angie, and I have a lot in here from Angie, and so I'm going to be reaching down a little bit. I'm sorry, there's no way I could have propped it up to where I could get it all. So first, I received a project bag from her. And she is Lunchbox Quilts. For all of the people that, you know, don't know, it's embroidery, if I could say that word. And this is one of her designs. I lost it. I lost it when I saw this bag. I lost it. She bought this for me. This isn't going to stay on here, but I just wanted to make sure I remembered it. She bought this for me from Nancy Mills, 5 Times Blessed. And then we both bought these for ourselves. And it says Queen Bee, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then she had these gorgeous charms already on there. Thank you, Angie. But wait, there's more. There's so much more. So, you guys, I'm just going to go ahead and start like pulling out all of the things. So, one of the things was she had 2 of these charts, and so she gave me one. She ran with her theme, and her theme was yellow, and her theme was bees. And so I got all of these goodies in here. But what I want to show you, her husband can customize, you know, with the wood engraving thing and the laser. So, because, you know, me, I'm a peacemaker girl, and I try to buy up as many as I could before they stopped being available. Needle case, it says Gem. And this is for your floss. Sorry for anybody who's wearing headphones. But, oh my God, I lost it. And every bag is yellow. And everything was individually wrapped. And there are a ton more things in here. But I will save you guys from that, just because I wanted to show you Angie's retreat gift. She made these for, she made a lot of these. I don't know how many people actually got to receive it, but I am going to bust this bag open, and I know because it would be too hard to, of course this is going to be, I should have had this open already, but I wanted to show you the gorgeous wrapping. And the way she knew these were mine is because they had the yellow ribbon. Okay. So, she made 2 colorways. One was bright. My display is going to be so good because I won't have to do much because of all these gorgeous gifts. And then, sorry for the crinkling and the wrapping, but I have to bust these open so you get. And then one in the muted. I lost it. And she makes all of her own gifts, so thank you so much, Angie. And so wait, there's more. So not within my bag. I'm not going to go into, but I have everything from, like, everything yellow and bee themed that you could think of that you could put it in a gift bag. She did. She also got me yellow cup. The largest tomato you have ever seen. Uh-oh. I've got one of my, there you go. So I can put all my pins in this. And at Dollar Tree, and this is really silly, but at Dollar Tree, they have these organizers with the lid. And she was going to Dollar Tree for something else. She was getting ready for a quilt retreat and saw these, and she knows that I'm trying to build my 103 stash. And so she got these for me so that I could put my 103s in them. So she gave me 10 of these. That was pretty tough getting in my suitcase, but I managed it. And she bubble wrapped them all so that they wouldn't get damaged. And so thank you so much, Angie. And then she had gone to, she was at a quilt retreat, and they always have great books and things like that that people are giving away or that you can get. And so she got me this. She got herself this one too, because these are really easy quilt. Because I told her I wanted some quilt books that had, you know, that were like, that were fat quarter friendly. We have all these fat quarter bundles, and we think, what quilt, you know, can we make with them that calls for fat quarters? And so these are great books for that. And I'm so grateful because I do have a very large collection of quilting books. I used to be a caregiver, and one of the ladies that I cared for was a very, very, very much a quilter. And when she passed, her family gave all of her quilt books to me. And this one. Now this is for my long armor. This is to show you all of the different stitching styles, what goes best, and it's spiral, what goes best with each type of motif and what quilting looks the best, like feathering and stuff like that. So I am actually giving this to my long armor Marilyn, and also my friend. So for her to reference whenever she's quilting or doing anything like that. Okay, so those are my gifts from Angie. Well, for the most part. She gave me a lot more, but next I was able to meet my friend Bernadette, Burn Stitches, for the first time. We've talked for a long time. She is also a fellow yellow lover, and I was so excited to meet her. This was her first time at the attic, and I was just so excited to meet her. Now, she had some issues when she was coming in to Arizona because of a storm, and it just was crazy. So this is the gorgeous bag that she gave me. And she filled this with so many wonderful things. So her LNS is Needle in a Haystack. And so she knows I love hats, and she got me Sarah Render. And this is an exclusive to Needle in a Haystack. I believe it was, yep, 25th anniversary of their shop, I believe. So isn't that gorgeous? And look how yellow forward it is. So, and then I was talking to her because at StitchCon, my friend Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe was talking me into doing a Nora or a Mirabilia. And I was like, I just don't know which one to do. I was talking to Bernadette about it because she has stitched some Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's. And so I said, I want something yellow forward. And so she was like, I got you. And gifted me this chart. And then I found out last night that my friend Sheila also has this chart. So we are going to start this. She has hers fully kitted and I need to fully kit mine. So, but thank you so much for that too, Bernadette. But there's more. She had so many, so we had spoken a little bit and we were talking about Lakeside, and her LNS usually has a nice supply of Lakeside. So she got me Lakeside 46 count pecan butter. She also got me 40 count vintage maple sugar. Yes. She got me 40 count wood smoke. And she got me 40 count vintage pear. I'm so happy. So thank you so much, Bernadette. I am so grateful for our friendship, and I just cannot wait to see you again. And my next gift was from my friend Steph, Late Girl Stitches. She makes gorgeous bags, and she gifted me a bag last year, and she did not disappoint again this year. She also did the most gorgeous floss drops and little zipper pulls too. My friend Krista gifted me this little bitty needle minder that I love, and it says the Attic Needlework. It's so cute. And so without further ado, oh, this is also from Steph. So this is from Steph. Ooh. And then there's some other, and of course, yellow tape measure. This is a bag. I squealed on this bag too. It's just so gorgeous, and it's so different, and I've never even seen anybody make this. This is Laundry Basket Quilts, Edita Sitar. I know I'm butchering that, sorry. But I had to ask her, where did you get these zippers? Because the zipper is so good, and the pull is so nice and so different. So thank you, Steph. I love it. And then there were ton of fabulous gifts, and I'm just going to reach down really fast here, that I received from Megan and Linda, that I received from Anna Stitch Roadies. I mean, just beautiful things. Megan did a little mini stitchy box for me with all yellow stuff in it. And just a couple of, there were so many things. This was a huge hit because it says summer school, and it has 2025 charm and a flag charm. And I loved that. I'm dropping stuff. Anna Stitch Roadies, look at that. And this is what I loved about it. You can slide in the base of your wine glass into that, and it'll stay. So you'll have a, not that your wine glass is sweat, but still, it's nice to have. I loved that. Hey, I know you guys are going to think I'm silly for this, but Kim gave me this amongst other things, and I'm obsessed with this pen. I love pens, and look at this. She always gets me the closest thing to yellow that she can. I wanted to show you what my friend Linda, she gave me, and my friend Angie. So, look at this frog. And he opens up. Look at all that yellow. Isn't that the craziest thing? Thank you, Linda. I love that so much. And we got many, many more gifts. I'm trying to see if there was one we sat with and behind and hung out with Terry, And her daughter is screen door, I'm trying to think of it, but she's done that fabulous new, I know I have it here. I do. All I have to do is read. Screen Door Needleworks. And they have the fabulous patriotic, here it is. And they had the model and everything for this at the attic, and they were so gorgeous, and they had floss packs and all the things. So yes, please. So I got that, and she gave everybody, and I'm sorry for the glare. There you go. She gave everybody these gorgeous thread bling. So there are so many more gifts, and I have them all like packaged up, and I just thank everybody who stopped by our area and gave gifts and took the time to make sure that everybody, you know, felt welcome, and we were, you know, we just had a great time. And so I am going to tidy this up a bit, and then I'm going to show you my haul. It's a lot. Hey, I had to get some of the other stuff kind of cleaned up around here, and I didn't do that great of a job. So, but I wanted to show my haul and get it all prepared and ready. So, because during summer school, the attic is really super busy. I like to, if they offer to be able to kit something up or do something beforehand and have it ready to be picked up at summer school, excuse me, and then I like to do that because it makes it easier for them and it makes it easier for me, and that way you can get all the things that you'd like to have, and it doesn't cause them to, you know, be in panic mode trying to get it all together. So the attic had a sampler of the month, has a sampler of the month every month. And this month, it was Goodness and Mercy by Teresa Kogan. I love this chart so much, and I knew a lot of people were going to be stitching it. So what I did in order to try to be different and try to do something different, this is Goodness and Mercy, is I got the the silk conversion from the attic. And I got the floss as well. I mean, I got the fabric as well. I think it's, no, it's not Muddy Duck. I believe it's Hog Bristle. So that is the floss, the fabric, and the chart. And I did buy this chart already from my LNS, but I'm gifting it to my friend Angie. I just got to find it. And so that was one of the things that I pre-ordered. I also fell in love with this chart by Needlework Press, Hannah Phillips, 1826. And the attic was offering a floss conversion for it as well. And so I picked that up along with the fabric. And so I got that. And these were like my pre-orders. I also watched the attic video that they had right before summer school. I don't know if it was just for summer school attendees or what, but everybody is going crazy over the new Maria Wales Newsom charts by Hands Across the Sea. So they had them both there, but I've already purchased the PDFs, so I didn't need to purchase the charts, but I did need the threads because I missed out on them on the Hands Across the Sea website. So I got all of the 100 threes for Maria Wales Newsom, and then I got the Swasser Fiend for the bonus chart on the back, the chart that just has 2 colors, and I'm going to stitch that on 56 count. So I got those. The exclusive Hands Across the Sea chart for the attic is a chart called Jesse Challenor. I'm sure many people have heard of it and are stitching it. And the attic had the panels, but they also happened to have 6 of these bags that were for sale. And so I called early when I saw them in the back and had them pull one of them for me. And I just love this bag. It's so pretty. And look at this. It's really, really pretty. And the inside is yellow. A very gorgeous yellow fabric. So I got that. Then I was able to pick up, so I have a lot of little Hands Across the Sea samplers and things like that, and I've now been considering, because I'm enjoying 56 count so much, I was considering doing them on 56 count with a Swasserfine, and I knew that the attic would have those. So I got a couple of pieces of 56 count and some Swasserfine for a couple of projects. And so I can't wait to get started on that. So that's what this is. It's 56 count Cafe au Lait by Kingston. I'm not sure. I've never heard of that before, but we were trying to figure that out. And then I also got Tabby Cat 56 count Ashley Down. So that was good. Recommendations by Sherry, who exclusively, I think, stitches on 56 count there. So she was able to give me some great advice. And then, so I got a few other things. I got some charts. I got one of the new Scarlet House small ones, Beekeeper's Cottage. Because I had never seen this before, and also too, don't know why this is back here, but I loved it. So I got Ann Roberts. This is such a unique sampler, and I figured it could go on my farm sampler wall. So I got that, and it's Hands Across the Sea, so of course. I love Krista Gramer, and so absolutely had to pick this up when I saw it, and it's very yellow forward. It's called Gertrude's Garden. So got that. The Scarlet House had a lot of new releases, and one of the new releases that was larger one was The Rhythm of My Needle. And this is gorgeous. I cannot wait to stitch this. So I got that. And in the front of the attic, if you guys have been there, many of you know, there is a chalkboard at the front of the attic. And that chalkboard was charted by Amy, Mrs. Flossie. And so I had to pick that up because I just loved it. And obviously it's based on the chalkboard that's at the front of the attic. So I got that. The Brenda Gervais that is on the dark fabric, A Daily Reminder. I wanted to stitch it for Tara's birthday, but I just didn't want to do something that everybody else was doing. So I got the silk conversion for that from the attic. And this is one of the silk conversion papers. And then I know everybody went crazy over this, but I just went ahead and picked this up. And this was a Quilting Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. So I got that. And then I got some fabric. I didn't get a ton of fabric this time just because I have a lot and I'm in a lot of fabric clubs and things like that. So I got some 46 count something or other by Seraphim. Ooh. I only got like unique stuff. And then I got some 40 count Ancient Ruin by Fox and Rabbit because I'd never seen that before. It's the same color as my nails that are already grown out. Got that. I got some 46 count Let Them Eat Cake by Tabby Cat. Ooh. Perfection in every way. It's gorgeous. 46 count. I think this is Bee's Knees or something by Seraphim. Perfect. And that is it on my attic shopping, except I was able to participate. So with the passing of Jean Lee, which was very, very, very tough for everybody that knew her, but we're happy that she's in a better place and she's not suffering anymore. They have been auctioning off some of her past whips. So you buy raffle tickets, and then you use those raffle tickets to put in for the projects that you would like to win. And so if any of you have been with me at StitchCon and know how I act about raffles, I never win. And I always throw a fit, and I never win. So I bought a few tickets to participate in the raffle and to support, I believe it's breast cancer that the money was going towards. I won. So I won a complete kit with all of the Tudor silk, soie d'Alger, all the things that I needed, 56 count fabric that Jean has already started on. So let me just show you guys this. Mid needle in there, she was working on this. Look how gorgeous this is, you guys. And I put most, if not, I put a majority of my tickets in this one because I wanted to win it so badly. And here is Sarah Mary Larkworthy, 1727 by Hands Across the Sea Samplers, and I won this. I was so excited. Of course, I was very loud and squealed, and I just love everything about this. This is so beautiful. There are a lot of specialty stitches in it. There are a lot of things in it, but that's okay, because I could even stitch just this top and have it made into a drum, or stitch the whole thing and have it done in 2027, and then it'll be 300 years old from the original. And that is a recommendation from one of Audrey's sons that decided that would be a good idea. So thank you, Morris, for that advice, and maybe I will do it. If I do have this done by 2027, then that will be something. So I won, and it was all packaged in this all pretty, but of course I've taken it out and petted it and did all the things. So I won a raffle. Connie, Sheila, Maureen, you guys know how I act. I was so happy to win this. I was so loud. I was so obnoxious. And then I don't have a ton more to show, but I do have some. I did buy a couple of things. I bought that spoon zipper pull that I put on my bag from Angie. I also got this from 5 Times Blessed. And this is just gorgeous. And so I got that. Me and Angie went to go pick up her quilts at one of the quilt shops where she had some samples. And they had super ridiculously good prices on fabric. So I picked up some fabric. For no reason. There's no reason for this fabric. I also picked up 2 deals of Aurifil because this is my favorite. So I got a couple of these for my quilting projects that I need to get back to. I bought this fabric. I think it was like $8 a yard. I think this one was even cheaper. So I don't know what I could use this for, but I could use it for something because it's yellow and it's gorgeous. And it's a plaid. And it's a really good plaid. That is a good yellow. And then I also had never really seen this before. I'm like, look at this fabric. So I don't know how many yards of this I got. I got like 2, maybe 3. It's really pretty. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, if I'll ever do anything with it. But I got that. And then this took my breath away. And I am definitely going to beg, plead, Tammy, maybe Jenny, to make folios out of these. Look at this fabric. It's got metallics in it. And then I got, this is also part of the same line. It's metallic. I love this. Like, I have never seen this before, and I don't really know how I've never seen this. But look how it shines. Look at that mustard yellow, gold, whatever you want to call it. But what do you think, ladies? What can we make with this? And when I say we, I mean you guys. So I got that. And that is everything. That is all of my, well, not even everything, but Angie didn't mean to, but she gifted me this bag because I needed something to put all my stuff in. Ever happy bee. So another gift from her. So thank you so much for watching all the way to the end if you have. And that is all of my haul and summer school experience and all the things. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. It shouldn't be so long between videos now that my retreats are all over and done. I have one more retreat in October at my local needlework shop, Prairie Men Primitives, but I won't have to travel too far for that one, so I'm excited that I've been able to go to so many retreats this year, and it's been really fun meeting everybody. I hope everybody has a fantastic Labor Day and get some rest on this long weekend, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Happy stitching.